Test, test. Welcome back to Dog Turds into Diamonds. We are coming up to the end of the season. We've got a very special episode today. We are taking on, first of all, second place Nuneaton Borough to try and take some good form and confidence into the promotion playoffs. And then we take on Farsley Celtic in the Southern League Cup final, trying to do a league and cup double before we hopefully move up to the Vanarama Regionals. Let's get into this. Let's see how we do today. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dog Turds into Diamonds, here with Rushden and Diamonds, and we are wrapping up the season here. Next episode will be the promotion playoffs, where hopefully we get up into the Vanarama National Leagues at last. But first of all, I thought it'd be nice to just come back to take on Nuneaton Borough. They are second place in the league. I want to try and just exert our dominance before we then go into the playoffs. And then we take on Farsley Celtic in the Southern League Cup final. We, of course, won the semi-final against St Ives in the last episode. It's now a great chance to win another trophy, do a league and cup double, and again, just take that confidence into the end of season playoffs. You can see that, I mean, we have just completely dominated the league. We have wrapped it up. And we actually confirmed the league title the next game after we left the last episode. I mean, we've just destroyed everybody, haven't we? We have set all sorts of records. We have set the record for most wins in a season in the Southern League. It was 31. It is now 34 with 2 games to play. We have set a record for most points. It was 94, which we equaled last season. That now stands at 103 with 2 games to play. We could do a 109-point season. And, well, unfortunately, we haven't got anywhere near the goal scoring record. We've only scored 72, which it has kind of been a bit of a theme this season that we maybe haven't won games as big as we should have. But we have had an incredible control of games, which you can see by our 17 goals against. I mean, that is just incredible. We improved the defence, we improved the goalkeeper, we changed our formation, and all of that has just really just given us such a control of games. So even though we haven't scored a massive amount of goals, we have just managed to just beat teams into submission. So really, really pleased with all that. Since you were last here, if we look at the results, we have played a lot. We've just been looking to get through the games, get through to the end of the season, as we've been so dominant in the league. I just, really didn't want to come back for too many league games. There wasn't much interest, much competition. So we focused on the FA Cup run, and yeah, here we are. We've just tried to get to the end as quickly as possible. Hopefully, we're going to be able to go up and not have to repeat this next season. But since you were last here, we took on Alve Church at home. We won that game 3-1, which was nice because, again, they beat us 3-1 at home at the end of last season. And it was one of the games which kind of chopped our legs off in terms of our form going into the playoffs. Ronan Ma, who's been absolutely fantastic. Leo Gaxa got a goal, which was nice. And Jordan Ponticelli also got on the score sheet in that one. We then took on Bromsgrove Sporting away from home, the champions 2 years ago. They gave us a tough game, but we won 1-0. Demalia Brown Sterling getting on the score sheet again, which has been really nice. He has been finding a little bit more form. We then went and took on St Ives at home. Obviously, we beat them 5-0 in the Southern League Cup semi-final. Here we kind of made a lot of changes. A theme of the last few games is we had a lot of players coming up to suspensions. To be honest, I was just really trying to get all of their suspensions out of the way. We also made a few changes. We had a little bit of fixture congestion with all these games in a short space of time. So Ponticelli and Gaxa came in on the wings here. We had Jack Brown, back from his injury, he's just been getting a few minutes here and there, getting his fitness back up. Spencer playing in midfield with Hazeman as King James was suspended for this one. Richardson came into defence. And yeah, I mean, they gave us a half decent game, I suppose. They had 12 shots at goal, 3 on target, but it was a comfortable win. Nice result to get against a half decent team, really. And from there, we then went away to Leamington, who are 3rd place in the league. And it was very pleasing to see Demalio Brown-Sterling getting on the score sheet again. He is not the player he once was, but he has been in decent form the last few games, which is very, very welcome as we go towards the cup final and the playoffs. Ronan Marr has just been fantastic. Obviously, came in with Jack Brown's injury, and he's just turned himself into a really important player. 9 goals and 5 assists from 17 starts. Very, very pleasing. Again, I do want to get him signed permanently at the end of the season when his Walsall contract is up. He has become a very important player. And yeah, again, we made some changes here. Cropper came in. Williams was serving a suspension. Richardson and Loco played at the back in this game, which was really nice to see them two get games. And yeah, Waltman and Hughes came back in on the wings. And again, this was kind of a close game. They had some decent possession. Leamington are a good team. They had 12 shots. In the first half, they were probably the better side. And then the second half, we really just took control. So another pleasing win there against the top team. Then unfortunately, we got our 3rd league defeat of the season. We were really, really poor in this game. You can see Demalio Brown-Sterling played a 6.4. Waltman played a 6.3. We were very disappointed. We only had 57% of the possession, which is very low for us. And although we had more shots at goal than them, to be honest, we didn't have that many highlights. I mean, the first half, they had the higher XG. They got the goal. And the second half, yeah, it was us pushing for it, but we never really showed the quality that was necessary. Yeah, just a really disappointing game. Blair, disappointing goal. Clements, disappointing in the left-back position. He picked up a booking, as did Warner Ellie, so both our left-backs are having to serve suspensions now. Cropper was still in. Richardson had a poor game. Yeah, it was just very, very disappointing, all in all. So that was worrying. I mean, Kings Langley are in 4th. They are a good team. But it does make me worry a little bit about the playoffs, because it just kind of shows that we are capable of these games. You can see in our results here, 1-0, 1-0, 2-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 2-1, 2-0, 1-0, 1-0. We are struggling for goals. We are not blowing teams away like we did last season. It's very disappointing, and that was also evident in our last game before today against Stourbridge. It was nice to beat them because they beat us at home. We did, as you can see, completely dominate the game, an XG of almost 2, but it took a 93rd minute winner from Demalio Brown-Sterling to take home the 3 points. It was a very, very nervy game. Really disappointing. I mean, we completely controlled them. They had only 1 shot on target the entire match. Jack Brown started in this one as I'm just trying to get his fitness up now that he's back from his torn hamstring. But it was Ronan Marr that came on as a substitute for Brown, who set up Brown-Sterling for the winner. It was nice to get the win. It was nice to get such a good defensive performance. But again, I've just got my doubts about whether maybe one team could just do a smash and grab on us in the playoffs. It's a little bit worrying. So that's how things have been going. That aside, the only other news, you can see the team here today. Jim Fenlon is playing at left back. That is because both Bailey Clements and Luke Warner-Ellis, let's start that again. Both Bailey Clements and Luke Warner-Ellis are serving their suspensions for accumulated yellow cards. So I think both of them are going to miss the cup final. So Jim Fenlon, who has hardly played this season, who has lost an awful lot of ability, he is going to be playing left back, certainly today, and I think he will have to play left back for the cup final as well. He's only made 15 appearances this season, only 7 starts, and he could end up being a cup final, hopefully, winner. So, yeah, he comes in, but apart from that, we're at full strength for today's game. Sam Blair in goal, Jay Williams and Fenlon are the fullbacks. Sonwumi and Onoriasi, they have both served, or Jay Williams as well. All three of those have served suspensions, which helps us out going into the end of the season. Kalen Hazeman is one booking away from a suspension. I am going to play him today. I would like him obviously for the cup final, but I want to get that suspension out of the way before the playoffs. King James will be with Hazeman in midfield. Max Waltman and Thomas Hughes on the bench. They have both served suspensions as well. Sorry, not on the bench, on the wings. And Jack Brown comes in, although right now Ronan Marr is the first choice at number 10. But I want to get Jack Brown's fitness up to end the season, have him in peak condition. And Demalia Brown-Sterling finally scoring goals again. He's got 29 in 44 games right now, so he is hopefully going to do a 30-goal season, which is obviously very good, but it's a long way short of his 45 from last season. On the bench, we've got Cropper, Richardson, who is also on the verge of a suspension, Crowsdale, Spencer, Ponticelli, Leo Gaxa, and Ronan Marr. Yeah, so only those 2 suspensions. They're the only 2 limitations we've got. It's really nice to see that Richardson and Fenlon are both happy to stay at the club till the end of the season now, as is Jamie O'Hara, and he has announced his retirement. I'm so glad I didn't sell him on when he was unhappy. It kind of made sense to get rid of him rather than let him negatively affect the squad, but I'm so glad I kept him around. He's now happy to see out his career as an AFC Rushden Diamonds player, and he is actually a manager. I mean, he's not a very good manager, but I might offer him a place in the under 18s as an under 18 coach, even though he's terrible at working with youngsters, just to keep him involved, keep him around. He is, for me, an AFC Rushden Diamonds legend. He's been a huge part of what we've done over the last 3 seasons. So, yeah, it's nice that he's happy. He's not negatively affecting the squad. And I think for the cup final, I will put him in on the bench just so he can be part of that. He's still a very, very good player at this level, even at 37. So that's how we're looking. Let's get into this game against Nuneaton Borough. Nice to test ourselves against the second place team in the league. And as I say, hopefully just really lay down a marker, show that we are the big dogs. Apart from the game against Kings Langley, we have generally done very well against the biggest teams in the league this season. It seems like the little teams that have managed to take points off us, they usually sort of really defend deep and don't really take risks, and they make themselves hard to break down. Whereas the bigger teams maybe attack us a little bit more, and it just gives us more opportunities. So what I would like here, ideally, is a really big performance, score a lot of goals, and really kind of end the season strong to go into the playoffs, knowing that we are starting to blow teams away, which obviously we haven't really done through the season. So I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go with my assistant, telling them to carry on from the last game, because the last game we were not good enough in front of goal. So I just want to check, do I have Jack Brown set up on his ideal position? Because Ronan Marr has been a shadow striker, and Jack Brown is an attacking playmaker. So I wanted to just make sure he was in his best role so he can give his best today. And again, Nuneaton Borough, a good team, but we are at home. We've got a big crowd behind us. Let's just put Nuneaton Borough's formation up. And again, with them playing 4-4-2, I feel like that is good for us. But you can see, despite us having loads and loads of possession, We are yet to really produce a good opportunity, and they get the first highlight. And that was a very good opportunity and a really, really good save from Sam Blair. Fantastic. Sam Blair now confirmed another 2 years, of course. Really, really great signing. Having him for the next few seasons is fantastic. But I think Esapa Osong is the league's top scorer. And he has got another goal there. Yeah, this is not a very good start, is it? Very, very disappointing goal to concede. We were done all ends up by the ball over the top. Let's just demand more from the players now. And what do I change here? I mean, we've had more. I mean, we're dominating the possession. We've had more shots, but no highlights. Hopefully we get one here. No, we don't. They get into it, but we do win it back with Williams. And now Waltman. Hazeman finds Brown Sterling, but he couldn't get on the end of it. That was a good opportunity. Sonwumi, as he has done all season, winning that ball in the air. The 6'7" giant. Waltman gets it in, and Jack Brown back in the starting lineup and back in the goals. So important to have him fit and firing in the playoffs. So very, very nice to see him get on the score sheet. His first goal since coming back from injury. Brown Sterling's header was saved, and Jack Brown was there to just tap it in. 1-1. And let's now really go on and get this result. Just encourage the players. I mean, again, we're completely dominating possession. We've had 6 shots on target now. We've got the superior XG, and hopefully now we're taking control. And how has Demalia Brown Sterling missed that? Did he hit the post at the back post there? He's just missed an open goal. Oh, Demalio. Come on, Demalio. Come on, the Diamonds. It's going to be 1-1 at the break. But, I mean, after going behind, we finished the game very strong. I mean, our XG, 2.5. Come on, don't lose faith, boys. Come on. Most of the players are up for this second half. They've responded well. Come on, boys. Let's get this done. Come on. I mean, in terms of the stats, we are blowing them away as we want to, but we just don't score enough goals anymore. Hughes and Waltman don't really score off the wings. We know the season that Demalia Brown Sterling has had. It's just so frustrating. Let's make some changes here. I am going to change Hazeman up just so he doesn't get a booking and so he can play the cup final. What I'm going to do is bring on Ronan Marr, who has been scoring a lot of goals, and just move Jack Brown down to box midfielder. And Ronan Marr is going to play as the shadow striker that he does so well. What else do we want to change here? I mean, Jack Brown has been booked, but I mean, he's playing very well. I'll keep him in for the moment. Hopefully, we don't get a sending off. We've got a few players on bookings. Come on, boys. Let's let them be a little bit more expressive. I'm hoping, and let's just up the tempo. I'm hoping that with Jack Brown now being in the midfield, I'm hoping that that is just going to give us a little bit more creativity overall, because Hazeman and James are not the most creative of pairs. We have kind of left it to the front four this season in terms of creation, but now with Jack Brown back there in midfield, it should open that up as Marr has a shot from range. Come on, let's do this, boys. Come on, I still can't give another shout. I'm addicted to the shouts. Sonwumi wins it in the air again. Marr and Brown combining nicely. Nice that those two can play in the same team together. Marr gets in on it, and he should have scored. Great opportunity, a nice little move, and it does seem like we're just starting to create a little bit more. Honoriasi winning the header at the front post, but I mean, he's only got 10 heading. Maybe it's not quite good enough. Let's demand more to finish the game here. Come on, boys. What else can I change here? I mean, we're playing very well. I think I'm going to bring Waltman off. He's very tired. Let's get... Do I want Leo Gax or Jordan Ponticelli? I mean, they've both been doing all right lately. I think I'm going to give Jordan Ponticelli the game just to start getting his fitness up. And let's get Jack Brown off and Morton Spencer in there. And I'm going to make Morton Spencer a deep line playmaker. He's got very good passing ability. And let's see if this is enough to just push us over the line. I mean, we have created so much, dominated the game. We've got a 3.3 XG. It's really disappointing that we haven't been able to play to our XG this season. As Mar goes in again, couldn't get the shot away. Brown Sterling gets his shot blocked. But we get another highlight with 6 minutes to go. Can it be another late winner here? Spencer into Hughes. Hughes to Ponticelli. Can he get the crossing? He can. And Brown Sterling has won it. What a finish. We have left it late so often this season. It's very reminiscent of maybe Liverpool's title winning season or Manchester United in the 90s. Just coming up with these late goals that break opposition hearts. And that is why we've won 35 games this season. We have just never stopped going. I'm just going to, with that, just start time wasting. And just try and see this game out. Even though really, I mean, apart from their goal, Nuneaton Borough have not threatened at all. It's been such a comfortable game. We've completely dominated. The only uncomfortable thing has been the scoreline, really. And they get a highlight in the 94th minute. But we win it back. Great ball. Lovely move this. Nice back heel from Demalia Brown-Sterling there. And Fenlon, I thought Fenlon was going to get a dream strike. The man who has been out of the team all season. We've been trying not to incur his £250 an appearance wage. But he has now come in through necessity. And he nearly grabs a goal right at the end there. Let's tell the players that was good. Demalia Brown-Sterling getting his 30th of the season. Very, very nice. As I say, he is finishing on very good form. I think he's got 4 in his last 5, maybe. If he can keep that form going into the cup final and into the end of the season, that would be absolutely awesome. Hopefully he can fire us through the playoffs. 106 points now, even with 3 defeats. I feel like I can't criticise at all. Do I ask Jamie O'Hara to reconsider his retirement? I'm going to ask him to reconsider it. Why not? I don't think he'll accept, but there we go. So let's just praise Demalia Brown-Sterling again. As much confidence as we can give him going into the end of the season. We've lifted his morale a little bit there. I'd love to see him in peak morale for the playoffs. So yeah, we're going to leave it there. We're going to come back in 7 days' time for the Southern League Cup final against Farsley Celtic. We will see you very shortly. Click on the link for part 2 of this episode, and let's see if we can do that League and Cup double. See you in a little while.